Today's cryptic crossword content is an update. And the main part of this update is that the iOS app is now live. You can download it in the App Store. This is a huge piece of work by John, the developer who's been working on the app. So thank you, John. And basically, we just kept hearing two things that people mainly wanted from an app. The first one was they just wanted the icon on the screen. They wanted it to sit in their puzzle section of their phone or something like that so that it was a visual reminder. And so, yeah, we've got that. The app will fulfill that function. And the second thing, similarly, in terms of reminder, not a visual reminder, but a timed reminder in notifications. People wanted to get notifications to remind them to play the puzzle before it expired. And so we do have notifications. If you don't open the app on a particular day, in the evening you will receive a notification to say, hey, don't forget the clue's about to expire for today, just to remind you so that you don't miss a clue, and if you care about your streak, so that you can keep your streak alive. So that's really exciting. And every time I talk about the iOS app, I always get the comments, what about Android? I care about you Android users, even though I personally am an iOS user. Most of our users are iOS, which is why we've started there, but a lot are Android. So we will now be moving on to Android app development, and hopefully that will come quickly, but I can't promise anything at this stage. So we'll just see how that goes. So that is done. And probably the key thing for you to know about the app, if you use an iPhone, is that if you want your stats to follow you and your streak to follow you to the app, right now all that stuff is stored on your browser unless you have an account. So if you switch from your normal browser to the app, the stats won't follow you there unless you've got them stored on our servers, which is what the accounts do. So I'd encourage you to create an account. We've had 20,000 plus people create an account in the last couple of weeks. So if you create an account, your stats will be stored to that account, and then you can log in on the app and everything will show up there. And I probably should just talk about accounts, because we launched accounts a couple of weeks ago and I haven't really talked about them yet. But basically, yes, now you can create an account. Your stats are saved on the server, which is just like a more persistent way of saving stats. So they won't disappear on you all of a sudden is the idea. I know that was happening for some people. And we can visualize your stats better now if you have an account. So you will just see a better visualization of those stats. One thing to note on the transition to the app is that the iOS app will not allow you at this stage to log in via Google single sign-on. So if you signed up to get an account via the Google single sign-on mechanism, that's okay. What you just need to do is log in or create an account via the app via just enter your email and your password. If you just use that same email address, you're actually not creating a new account by doing that. You're just associating your own generated password with your existing Google single sign-on account. Your stats will show up there as well. So that's the way to get around that. We just can't do Google single sign-on on the iOS app at the moment. So that's the way to do that. And then I guess the last thing I want to talk about is subscriptions. We are continuing to work really hard on the subscriptions or members part of the website. Let me know if you think I should call it subscriptions or membership. I'm really not sure. But accounts was a big step towards that. And then, of course, the subscription section will leverage that work. And that is going to have a weekly mini cryptic crosswords. And it's also going to have full access to the archive so that you can play any clue. And we are also going to take clue submissions as well. And we've got a few ideas for how that can work. I'd be really keen to hear from you, though. If you submitted a clue, what would you want to happen to it? What would you want to be able to do? I have ideas, but I'd love to hear from you as well. So lots going on, as well as just the everyday clue. And I guess the thing that I'll finish by saying is that we do have early access. You can register for early access to subscriptions, and just I get so many nice comments. I get them on these channels. I've been getting that, like, there's a free text form in the early registration, and I just sort of said, if you write something, I'll read it. We have had so many beautiful comments in that. And in fact, if you go to the iOS App Store and look at kind of the designs before you actually download the app, you know, the last design on that just features some comments. And I basically went with the theme of obsession for those comments from people. And all I had to do was just like log into the form builder where I receive all the submissions for the early access and just search for the word obsess and see what people have said. And I had so many quotes to choose from where people had used the word obsessed. So really, I mean, I just get so many lovely comments. So I'm super grateful for that and just for everyone's involvement here. I think we're building something pretty cool. So that's the update for today. And yeah, let me know what you think of the app. Let me know if you find any bugs. Let me know any other stuff. Really keen to hear from you. Thank you very much.